Hello, everyone. We're here for Clean versus Insult for the official Smagon tournament. We're in the round of 8 people remaining, so the ninth round total, the quarterfinals. And the winner of this will, of course, advance to the semifinals. I believe that they will face. Who will they face? Hold up, let me check on my phone. But yeah, that'll be the final four. The other people in it will be Flaming Victini. Um, I want to say Akola, or maybe it's Akala. I think it's Akola. It's pronounced. And who else? Hold up, let me pull it up on my phone. Right now. But it's very cool field thus far in my eyes for the Final Four. And MNCMT, yeah, MNCMT. And MNCMT plays a cola, and Flaming Victini plays the winner of this series. I'm gonna turn this down a notch. Okay. So yeah, looking at the teams, Insult's using a team we've seen before. In fact, I think we've seen it in OST a couple times during these rounds. Um, it's got Hippowdon, Rotom Heat, Fable, Toxapex, Ferrothorn, and Aegislash, and Cleann using a pretty standard build as well. Conkeldurr, Jirachi, which presumably in this build, actually it doesn't necessarily indicate the set, but it's not rocks. I think it's Trick Scarf, yeah. So turn one is going to trick the Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn's going to go for Nox. It's going to lose the leftovers of Trick, so it can trick another item later. It's actually okay for it. It does take a third trip. Now, I'm interested to see if it's a Wish variant of Jirachi, or if it's Healing Wish, or Fire Punch, or whatever it might be. In the last slot, Iron Head, U-Turn, Trick are staples. But he's going to go Clefable on the follow-up knockoff, so that's going to be rid of its leftovers there. So fine start for Insult, but it is Scarf Ferrothorn now, which is interesting. Um, he's going to go right to Hippowdon as it teleports, and it's probably going to let the Seismitoad come on in here for Clean. I suppose he could go Dragapult or even Conkeldurr to activate the Orb, but personally I just go Seismitoad. We'll wait and see here. But anyway, going through a Clean team, it's Conkeldurr, Dragapult, Jirachi, Seismitoad, Mandibuzz, and Clefable, of course, as we see here. Sorry, I just had a sip of water. I was just in a call for an hour and a half, a Zoom call for finance projects. I'm a little out of breath here, but it's fine. So looking at these teams here, the Aegislash, if it's a Specs Toxic variant, could potentially get a Toxic up on that Mandibuzz and then start breaking through things in the long haul, which could soften things up for Rotom Heat to really only have to deal with the Seismitoad as a potential threat to it. Of course, if it's not a Toxic variant, then breaking through Seismitoad with Wish might be a problem. So we're going to see the Dragapult from Clean, and it's not going to be leftovers. It's going to take the sand damage. Actually, it might be leftovers. Sand goes, never mind. Never mind that comment. It was at full. But anyway, we're going to see Clefable here, presumably on the Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, it's going to absorb that Will-O-Wisp, no problem whatsoever. It is hexable now, and yeah, it is indeed not leftovers. It's down to 89%. We're probably just going to see a U-turn here. It's going to U-turn into the Hippowdon, taking Rocky Helmet. A really nice play there by Insult. Getting that chip. And Seismitoad's going to be in here now, which is a good position for the Clean side. However, doesn't really matter a ton. Rocks are going to be up one way or another. There's no defog on James's team. He doesn't really mind them if you think about it. Clefable is immune. Rotom has Rocky Helmet and potentially Pain Split as well. The Ferrothorn is resistant. The Aegislash is resistant. The Toxapex has Regenerator. We're going to see a Scald here. Perhaps trying to catch a knockoff. Either way, Ferrothorn gets burnt, unfortunately. But it's going to set up spikes there. It's down to 78% now after the Scald burn. And also the follow-up burn turn. Yeah. Now we're going to see Clefable come in on another Scald. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes back to Ferrothorn scouting for Knock here. But no, he's just going to go for Earthquake, and it's going to do 32% on a Calm Mind. Oh, so it's not Wish. So that Ferrothorn, the damage taken on is actually permanent. Wait, and it's going to go for he's going to go for Knockoff here on the softball. If this is Calm Mind plus Flamethrower, then I think that Clean's team is quite weak to it. Actually, he's going to do 51 there. I think Jirachi here. Is he gonna be able to call the flame though? He doesn't. He just Moonblast. That's just 20%, and this is already quite weakened now. Calm Mind Jirachi is quite good here. Um, So we're gonna go hit pow down here on a U-turn. Yep. That's gonna do very little amount of damage with the U-turn there. 9%. And on top of that, it's going to take a Latin chip. And there's also the spike still up, I believe. So at 18%, this Jirachi is not going to live too much longer if it doesn't get a wish immediately. But Cleann's electing to go to Dragapult here, which is fine as it can potentially wish this. I don't know why it goes Toxapex over. Oh, actually, Clef is in 2 kill for Hex range. Never mind, that was the right play. So Toxapex takes that. And now Hex is actually looking pretty good for Cleann. With that said, though, the Dragapult's weakened. Goes for the bunker on the Hex, trying to catch a U-turn. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. He's probably just going to recover this off here. Yeah, he's going to recover that off. Try and stall at the sand turns. That's fine. It's doing a bit over half once you consider the fact that sand negates the leftovers, so burn does damage. Anyway, goes for bunker there. I imagine we're going to see an Aegislash here on a wish. We're going to see Aegislash, and it's going to... Oh, it's Balloon Aegislash on a wish. Okay. Now, what's cool about this is it threatens to kill the Clefable with Iron Head. He's going to go on Mandibuzz instead of the Seismitoad, but it's going to be on a Swords Dance, predicting the Seismitoad to come out hard in. And now he's going to go to that Mandibuzz, as we said, and he's going to threaten foul play, but he's just going to go for the knockoff. This fine knockoff probably would have killed a Shield Aegislash anyway. Although, actually, it was still Sword. But no, it's vice versa. You know what I mean. But knock off the helmet's good because now he's not going to take consistent residuals. However, he is taking a lot of residuals with the spike in the sand regardless. After the helmet, the Mandibuzz only at 84% because it's not taking sand because of overcoat, of course. But he's going to go Clefable on the slack off. What's interesting here is that it's especially defensive Clefable in all likelihood. So Earthquake is going to potentially be able to 2-KO, and this very well may have Whirlwind, but he's going to elect to go for the rocks. Insult is so that's actually a fine play as now rocks are up on both sides, and I think that's fine because Insult kind of forced him to fog off his own rocks if need be. Unfortunately, he's going to get a really bad Whirlwind there. Seismitoad's going to come in and heal himself back up. So the progress with Clef from before is kind of negated. In addition, switching into Scald plus Earthquake at this point is kind of annoying. But Cleann's going to retreat right back to the Clefable as Ferrothorn comes out for James. Insult, rather. But now he can go back to his own Clefable and heal that up. And what the problem is here is that Jirachi now dies to the combination of Stealth Rock and Spikes in all likelihood from 18%. And therefore, this teleport is going to have to go to something like, I don't know, Mandibuzz? Or just kill up Conkeldurr to fall? Or, no, Dragapult. It's going to go Dragapult. You know, maybe he does go Mandibuzz and just say screw it. It's at +0, so it's not going to do too much damage anyway with Moonblast. And you kind of need the Fog and get Jirachi healthy, so... He's going to go Dragapult, yeah. I wonder if he's going to try and Hex here to position it to be quite low in health. But I don't think he really has anything to do the trick of Revenge Killing it after the Hex. And Moonblast kills from 73, so I think that would be ill-advised. We're going to see U-turn here. Probably going to Mandibuzz here if I had to guess. He really has to Fog. He's going to go Clefable, though. And it's going to be on a Moonblast crit, perhaps predicting the Dragapult to stay in. Anyway, it's going to be a Calm Mind here on a Teleport, and he's going to get the Conkeldurr in. Okay. So Conkeldurr is going to take Stealth Rock and Spikes, and the Toxic Orb is going to activate. And now he's going to go Aegislash, and is he going to call that knock? No, it's just going to be on a Facade. That's a good play there for James. And I think that James will probably take this trade if Cleann is willing to go for it. I don't know why I keep saying James, it's Insult. If Cleann is willing to go for it, by just clicking Iron Head or Close Combat, whichever he has, as it does more damage than Shadow Claw, or Shadow Sneak, of course. Because you don't really need this Aegislash a ton. Alternatively, he could go Hip Howdon and probably live a knockoff plus Drain. Might be Rollies at 68 only. But yeah, not much else wants to switch into this, I'd say. Personally, if I was Cleann there, I would have went for the knock. You kind of had to do something, but it's such a hard move to click there in the face of the plus functional Fable. So that's fair. He goes Rotom Heat, which shocks me on that knockoff. Okay, interesting. Well, it's outside of Mach Punch range now, at least. Anyway, interesting to see what's going to happen here. Um, hmm. Oh, there's a call going on. I wonder what's being said in there. And one of the chats I'm in, they're friends with both these guys, so I'm going to be interested to see what they have to say about the series afterwards. But that's besides the point. So at this point in the game, I think if you're pain split on insult, you just go for the pain split, predicting the Seismitoad. So I think Seismitoad's coming in here for sure. Conkeldurr probably lives in overheat from this health and could just drain punch off the damage. But the issue is then switching in to Clefable later on at the teleport with hazards is just not going to be enough unless he passes a wish to it. I guess in theory he could pass a wish to it, so maybe he's just going to say, okay, I'll drain punch, it's fine. Oh, my phone case just collapsed. Ooh, this could be bad, guys. Stay tuned for the phone case saga, as I'm going to just slowly mangle it in hopes of preserving it. Okay, I've got it. Yeah, and I've got this nice like $60 case on my phone, but it kind of just collapsed. But I actually put it back together, and it didn't actually like collapse, just collapsed off my phone. Anyway, we're gonna see Ferrothorn perhaps predicting the why fodder drought? I don't what? I am shocked by that. Um, not sure I entirely understand honestly, but it happened. Um, So basically, I was thinking that he's going to try and defog with the Mandibuzz, and that defog would allow for the Jirachi to take a wish later on. But Cleann had other ideas. He wanted to fodder this to the Rotom Heat to let Dragapult get in safely, because Dragapult at this position actually looks pretty good against the remaining team, as this is burnt and knocked, and it's probably not especially defensive to Combine. This is weakened, this is burnt and weakened, this is physically defensive to Powdon, so it probably dies to Drake off the rocks. So I get the positioning play there. My main quarrel is that he lost to Jirachi, so once Clefable gets a Calm Mind, it's going to be big danger at this point. Um, Phone case is completely back on now. Yeah, we're good. It's good. Okay. Perfect. I was scared for a second, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, this does allow for the Dragon Ball to come back in, which is good. I'm inclined to believe it's a spell tag variant, as you see by that damage, and also the fact that it didn't take leftovers and it's not heavy duty boots. I think here, if you're insult, you're really obligated to just calm mind, because this spell tag hack, when you're not specially defensive, is probably going to do upwards of 55 to 60%. I'd say 63, 65%, maybe even. Um, but there's no fairy resist alive. Um, this is going to do a lot. I just don't know if he's going to go for it yet, or if he's going to try and U-turn out to Clef and like pass a wish to something. I don't know. I think U-turn's my play here. Actually, this is weak. I don't think there's a way out here. Maybe he just goes for a crit here. Yeah, I think that if Insult plays it well, I think he wins. Um, Cleann is taking his time here to consider the options. Basically, he can trade 65% of that Clef for the Dragapult and then go to Conquer to try and revenge kill it, which he's not going to do. Clef's going to switch out. And then he has to somehow pressure Clef. If it's Brave Bird Mandibuzz, if Hex plus Brave Bird kills, that could be clutch, because I'm inclined to believe. I think it's faster Seismitoad with Earthquakes, yeah. If Hex plus Earthquake or Brave Bird kills, then I think he might be okay, because then the only thing he can come in on is opposing Clef, and that can just teleport whenever it comes in. It's not really needed against the remaining Pokemon, so we'll wait and see here. Cleann is taking his dear sweet time here now. Um, I think Insult's play no matter what is just a Moonblast. But this is, yeah, it's going to do like 60 if he hexes. Um, Cleann's still thinking this through. It has to be Spell Tag. Um, if it's Modest, it's doing 65. If it's Timid, it's probably doing 60. It does 50. So that's not Spell Tag, and that's especially Defensive Combined as well. And that I don't think was worthwhile. That's also might be is it min damage with the Seismitoad's Earthquake before, or it might be minus attack with Skull. I don't know. Probably mid. I don't think minus attack makes any sense. Probably minus speed or minus special attack. But Insult's almost definitely forced out here. I'm wondering if Cleann's gonna try and go for the knock to catch Aegislash. Personally, if I'm Insult, I just fodder off the Rotom Heat here. I think that's the play. This being at 41 means that Seismitoad and Mandibuzz have no chance of killing it. James at 180 now. I think he's just going to fire off the Rotom Heat. Yeah, probably on a Drain Punch, actually. I think you go for that. Just trying to get your health back, thinking this is obvious. But yeah, no, he didn't even go to that. I went for the Facade, which was honestly the fair and safe play. The Drain Punch recovery is just marginal anyway. You're not going to be like living a million hazard switches regardless. So I don't blame him at all for that. I think we're going to see the Aegislash now, which should be able to take out a 44% Conkeldurr despite not being boosted, just Balloon physical. We could see Hippowdon and it could try and recover up here, however. I wouldn't be completely shocked by that. The main issue I have with it is that it does a lot of Seismitoad to come back in. Yeah, he's going to let go Aegislash because that also threatens the Seismitoad at 90% with Stealth Rock and Spikes up. So you're switching in, you're already at like 72%-ish. Then you're taking a Shadow Claw potentially, which is going to do like 30 to 35. He's going to go Mandibuzz though. On the Shadow Claw, probably going to do like 15, 17% there. So yeah, no physical defense in the Mandibuzz, but it's still going to shrug that off like a champ. And now it's going to be forcing out this Aegislash. I don't think you can risk Clefable here, however. He's going to be too killed by Brave Bird if he has it. Oh, he's not U-turn, so he's got to be risk-fied. Never mind. Clefable is free if he wants to. He's going to hold Powdown, however, which covers the U-turn into Conkeldurr. And it's also going to be on a knockoff. He didn't want to lose the item on Clefable either, perhaps. No, it was already knocked. Yeah, no, it was just covering U-turn. But that makes a ton of sense because it's going to lead to a defog. And now, all of a sudden, the spikes are gone on both sides. On Insult side, but he's going to get rocks up first. And I wonder if he's going to use this opportunity to try and sneak into Clefable. I wonder if Cleann's going to try and call that with an Earthquake. This is a really awkward position for Insult. And it's kind of been awkward against Seismitoad ever since the Firethorn got tricked and then burnt very early on in the game. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here. I'd almost suggest staying in and just Whirlwinding, yeah. He's going to take a 50% Scald, though. That's a lot of damage. And he also doesn't have leftovers as he was Rocky Helmet, and it's already been knocked regardless of that fact, so... He's going to go for the Earthquake here. I assume he goes for the Slack Off here. It's worth noting that Cleann, if he protects on a Whirlwind, he dies. He doesn't get the wish on this. I'm wondering if he's going to teleport there. No, he can't teleport. I wonder if he's going to hard switch, rather, to the Mandibuzz. Or Conkeldurr probably doesn't live Earthquake. I don't know. This is a bit of a mind game turn here. It's going to be on a Slack Off, so yeah, it's kind of a wasted wish there, I'd say. But I digress. Slack Off's going to come into play here. And now I'm kind of curious to see if he's just going to risk the Scald again, or if he's going to go Toxapex. Toxapex, if it's knockoff, would be great here, but I don't think it is knockoff with Baneful Bunker. I don't think he's Haze, though. I don't think he really needs Haze on this team. So let's wait and see. He's going to go for the Bunker on the Scald. Good play there. Another Scald there, okay. Now we're just going through the motions here. I guess he just doesn't want to start Earthquaking quite yet. It's going to be Haze. Yeah, it is indeed Haze. So yeah, that's fine. It's kind of standard run Haze, even if in this team you didn't necessarily need it. Yep. Earthquake does 53, so that's especially defensive pack. Actually, that makes sense. Especially defensive pack, so you have the physically defensive Ferrothorn probably for Dracovish. Yeah, I think it's physically defensive Ferrothorn given that. On top of this, looking at the Aegislash set, I'm thinking it's more likely to be Iron Head than it is Close Combat. While Iron Head is kind of there to like kill Clefin one, you have Haze on this, and you have Rotom Heat. I'm thinking that he really wants that. He doesn't really need Close Combat with Rotom Heat and Hippowdon. Like it's kind of like just the same things. If that makes sense. And looking at the Clef, Calm Mind, it has revealed its second attack. I'm thinking it's more likely to be Thunderbolt than it is Flamethrower. If only because you have the Rotom Heat, and I think that killing Toxapex with Swords Dance, Aegislash is like really helpful. It's going to go for another one of these, and it's going to take out the Pex, which is going to allow the Clefable to heal up. And the Clefable is, at this point, at least somewhat defense invested, seeing as it only did 32 before. But it's probably predominantly specially defensive given that Hex damage. I'd have to imagine it's Calm Nature, at least with significant investment. Like at least 100 some odd EVs, not 200 some odd EVs. I think it's like mixed, though. Yeah. Anyway, Earthquake is going to be recovered on there. That's going to let it out of the recover range. That's okay. Um, hmm. I think you just recovered here again if you're insult. I'm kind of curious to see if he has EVs to live the facade at full health. Those EVs require running like 48 defense. Some people also run like 36 or 32 defense, which I think gives like a 90 some odd percent chance of it, while also always living like something else of relevance that's honestly slipping my mind right now. It might be a gyro ball or an iron head from something or other. I'm sorry, I just can't think right now for some reason what it is. You can go for another earthquake, switching for a max damage crit, but he's not going to get it. He's just going to spam earthquake, I guess, trying to stop soft boiled, but it seems like a pretty futile plan at this point. I think he's just going to do that consistently until he's going to actually waste quite a bit of them. As we're already done a 10. This is 1v. Oh, crit. Oh, shit. Another crit would do the trick here. Hopefully, he doesn't crit again. That would really suck for insult. Um, Thinking this through, insult just soft boils here for sure. I wonder if Cleann is going to use this to go conqueror on the 100% soft boiled. No, he's just going to fish for the crit. He's not going to get it, but that was another soft boil. Now look, it's only got 9 soft boils left. Earthquake's doing massive damage here. Um, Now he goes conqueror. This time around, now he's out of crit range. That makes sense. It's only at 32% though. Um, hmm. I'm curious to see if he's going to risk knockoff on Aegis Slash. Um, I think that would be a really good play from the Cleann side, but wait and see. With that said, though, is there a way Insult wins if he gets knocked with Aegis Slash? I don't think so. But he's going to go with Powdon on the knockoff. Wow, and it really worked out. I don't know if it lived 2 facades or not, but look at the combination of. Wait, yo, go Aegis Slash here in the Drain Punch. Aegis Slash here in the Drain Punch. Um, yeah, you go Aegis Slash here in the Drain Punch. That's what I do. Um, Well, the earthquake. Okay, earthquake would have killed anyway. So that did the same thing while preserving the Aegis Slash in case he double knocks, and also means that Aegis Slash isn't against Manual, so that worked as well. Now he's gonna go for U-turn, presumably to the Seismitoad, which is again it's quite threatening. And the Clefable's back at full though. Um, he also only has 6 earthquakes left. I would stay in here if I'm insult. I don't mind taking a burn, and I just go for a whirlwind here. And if I get the Conqueror on that whirlwind, then I'm like in great shape. He's gonna go Clefable though on the Earthquake. Yeah, that's why I would have stayed in. So it's fairly certain now it's gonna come. But he does have more soft boil than Earthquake has Earthquake. Um, yeah, and honestly, the limited PP of Earthquake is kind of gonna do the clean side because Insult's fine pursuing the sequence at this point. Yeah, so that's why it was played before it was. Let's see, that's like there's like just 1 Earthquake left. Yeah. Now we're gonna go Calm Mind as the Mandibuzz comes in. I'm not really sure about that play there. He's gonna go for the knockoff, and he's gonna die to a Moonblaster +1, so he's gonna leave it at 92% health. Conkeldurr comes in now. I think that now you go for the knockoff again. Um, he's gonna go close combat, and that's gonna be the game. Interesting to see close combat. I'm wondering if it wasn't Drain or if it wasn't Facade, but Insult's gonna win game 1 there. Really nicely played in game there by Insult. Cleann didn't play poorly per se. He actually took advantage of the drag pull positioning pretty nicely, but Insult was just a little bit too far ahead for him to claw back into the game. So now we're going to wait for game 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hey guys, we're back for game 2. Insult's using a cool team here. It has Clefable, Seismitoad, Ryu Nicholas, Corviknight, Obstagoon, and Dragapult. I think this is likely to be one of those switcheroo Obstagoon sets. I'm just curious to see if it's bulk up or close combat. I think it's more likely to be bulk up on this. I kind of like the synergy of that having bulk up and Fable having Calm Mind kind of trying to break through teams synergetically together. But what I really also like here is that he has Seismitoad to spread status, Obstagoon to restrict the Flame Orb, plus the Hex, Dragapult in all likelihood. And also looking at the Reuniclus, It's more likely to be Thunder than Shadow Ball or Focus Blast here in my eyes, just because it gets best coverage, but also it's Corviknight. Looking at Cleann's team, there's an Necrozma, Conkeldurr, Seismitoad, which is being led here, Clefable, um, Rotom Heat, and Mandibuzz. He's going to knock off Life for turn 1 on the Calm Mind. Calm Mind Thunder, Rhea Nicholas looks really promising here. I wonder if this could just do it on the spot. He's going to go for the recovery here. I don't know if. Okay, well, I guess we're going for it. James could, in theory, retreat to the Obstagoon here, but I don't know if he's going to. I guess we'll find out if there's any way for this Necrozma to win here. Um, I think Rhea Nicholas is more likely to be Psyshock than Psychic. But it probably doesn't use either of them. It probably uses Photon Geyser. So, um, um, yeah, the signature move, Photon Geyser. So they're going to both pursue this. Really interesting start to the game. Combine galore. Um, so I guess it's going to kind of come down to this in a way because neither of them are revenge on one hit. Um, so we're going to see the Thunder, and it's going to paralyze there. So it looks like an early advantage for the James side, especially since there's only 8 Morning Sun, and that's 5 Sock is doing 43. So I don't see a way for Cleann to win this. It's going to get paralyzed there on the follow-up side shock. One more paralysis would do it. And it's going to get paralyzed. Yeah, Rhea Nicholas is going to take this out at +5, at full health. I wonder if it was stored power. Stored power probably would have 2 KO'd. He's going to go Clefable here. On the Protect here, trying to stall at the Side Shock PP. But, now he's going to go at Mandibuzz. Now we're probably going to see Seismitoad. And now we're going to go on his Side Shock. Nice play there. It actually lived the Side Shock. That's funny. Now we're going to go back to Mandibuzz and another Calm Mind. Now we're probably going to go for another side. Oh, good play. Cleann is going to say good game. So it's a really anticlimactic conclusion, but that's that. So we're going to wrap this up. And Insult's going to emerge victorious 2-0. Really anticlimactic game too, but it is that way sometimes. Stored power that's shown in the would probably do in the like 30s or 40s. Oh, +6 versus +5 would do over half. Yeah, okay. So there was a very real chance for if it was stored power for it to win, but we don't know if it was stored power. Yes, the coverage move is. It looks like Cleann left the game, so we just never know. But yeah, Insult is going to advance to the semifinals. Congratulations to my friend. Well played series there, and Cleann, great run. Really showing that you're a capable player, and I hope you get more chances in the future. Good games, guys. Peace.